Although not traditionally considered one of the five senses, proprioception is nevertheless vital for proper functioning of the human body. Proprioception is defined as the sense of relative position for various appendages. Now, what does that mean? Well, proprioception is the reason you can find your way from your bed to the light switch in your room in the dark, and the reason I can do this. Even though I can't see my hands move, I know where they are with enough precision to be able to touch them over my head. That is proprioception.
Proprioception results from the integration of information from several different sources. First of all, it makes use of the body's haptic sense, or sense of touch, to determine the location of body parts in contact with each other. The sense of touch is itself created by a handful of different structures embedded in the dermis of the skin. Meissner's and Pacinian corpuscles, fluid-filled accessory structures of the skin, are responsible for detecting light touch and pressure respectively, while free nerve endings reside close to the surface of the epidermis and provide a less specific nervous response.
A second important component is input from the body's vestibular sense, or a sense of balance. The vestibular sense consists of three fluid-filled tubes called semicircular canals that are located in the inner ear. This fluid contains crystals called otoliths, which move around with the head. The movement of these crystals triggers hair cells, which generate a neural impulse that helps the body keep its balance by telling the brain how the head is moved relative to its surroundings and to the rest of your body. However, the most important part of the proprioceptive system consists of individual receptors in the various joints and muscles of the body, which transmit information to the brain about the position, velocity, and acceleration of their innervated components. This information is processed in the cerebellum, among other places, a region of the brain responsible for maintaining balance and equilibrium. Additionally, individual tendons contain structures called organs of Golgi, which are composed of nerve fibers, tendons, and collagen, and which help to unconsciously adjust muscle tone and intensity of contraction in response to stimuli both from the brain and the external environment.
An important consequence of proprioception is the curious phenomenon known as phantom limb syndrome, or the perception of stimuli such as pain or itching in a part of the body that no longer exists, such as an amputated arm. One of the leading theories explaining phantom limb syndrome claims that these phantom pains result from the persistence of proprioceptive memory. Treatment for phantom limb syndrome includes antidepressants, spinal stimulation, acupuncture, and the famous mirror box. The mirror box is famous because of its novelty in the field of proprioception and the lack of understanding as to why it works. Amputees with phantom limb pains often feel like the muscles in their limbs are tensing and contracting to the point of extreme pain. As seen in these pictures, amputees with this phantom pain place their good limb on one side of a mirror and their amputated limb on the other side. They then try to move both limbs in unison while looking through the mirror at their phantom limb. The amputee's brain interprets the reflection of the non-amputated limb as the phantom limb, thus allowing the amputee to relax the quote-unquote phantom limb and alleviate the phantom pain. More study in the field of proprioception is required to further understand both phantom limb syndrome and proprioception. In summary, proprioception is the body's ability to perceive the relative position of its limbs and appendages. Sensory input from your eyes, inner ear, muscles, joints, and skin combine and get processed in the cerebellum, where corrective instructions are sent to the motor cortex and then out to your muscles once again.